Right.
Oh no,
Just wait. What happened?
nothing.
Man, interesting stuff. Yeah.
Interesting moniker.
Oh, I remember you made that
Throwback.
up about before. Today. Like, what was it? Oh yeah, God, huh? An interesting moniker, but ultimately meaningless. We think that's what he would say if he met God.
Yeah. Speak.
All right, so does it work now?
Yeah, it
Yeah, you
seems
sound like
better.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
So
just some weird spike.
could you reiterate
Probably
what you were
because
saying?
probably because I was watching I was still watching the screen.
Mm.
What call it? They Meek Mill used the beef that he had with Drake to up his name because before him and Drake was beefing, no one was really like talking about Meek Mill like that.
Yeah, wasn't he just
So
Nicki Minaj's boyfriend or whatever?
exactly, he got called out for that, and he was that the beef that was the game to create a rebound for himself. And Game was using that beef with Meek Mill to actually promote his album that he was dropping at the time. So this at this point is it's like a marketing tool.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. Eminem, not Eminem. Sorry. Um, or Eminem has had his own share of beefs,
Yeah, I
but
mean,
50,
he recently. Well, I don't know if this was the. You still say recently, but the last beef I know about Eminem was with Machine Gun Kelly.
I think he had another one after that. But yeah, Machine Gun Kelly was the goofiest one.
Goofball.
Like he eviscerated Machine Gun Kelly in 0.5 seconds.
Sent that man to a different genre.
Like, that was
I
terrible.
agree. Some people got MGK within that.
Yeah, but what I was gonna say though is 50 Cent has talked a lot about that. Like a lot of his beefs, like he knew what he was doing. He would do those beefs on purpose. Like he would start trouble with people, knowing full well that it was gonna make him money. Like 50 Cent is a very like
He's
people
a
sleep on
businessman.
how intelligent that guy is. Like when it comes to like
Oh,
marketing and
like all his
business.
money's from vitamin water.
Yeah, he's a smart guy. He knows what he's doing, and people really don't understand that. Because like you would think, because he still talks kind of hood to this day, people like underestimate him. He probably does that shit on purpose.
Yeah, I
To
was
be
about to say
honest, he
that. He's
comes
like
off as
he
a
does
guy.
that on purpose.
Yeah, he probably does that shit on purpose, knowing full well you're gonna underestimate him. Bet you catch his ass speaking to his lawyer, and he's talking completely, completely normal. But speaking of 57, before we move on, what you guys remember when his son was like beefing with him and mad because of like the
Man,
child
that was
support?
probably also a marketing tool.
Yeah, but he made
Yo,
50 Cent made this video that I still laugh about, thinking about the shit to this day. It's like it's him. He's like getting ready for the day. He gets in like his little tub, and a thing starts playing with his son, talking about how his dad wasn't giving him money for the child support, and he's like, what do you say? He goes, this nigga, he's like, this nigga 27 years old, talk about child support. These niggas are crazy. And I started
It's a
dying.
fact. It's a fact.
yo,
The way he said it. It didn't seem like a joke. Like the video was a joke, but when he said that part, it seemed real. Like it didn't seem scripted at all.
Bro, you know how crazy you gotta be for your dad to really look at you and say, "This nigga."
Yeah, he called him a nigga.
He was like, "Oh, my son or my boy." No, this nigga.
Yeah. Oh my god, that shit killed me, man. 50 Cent is such a funny guy. Like that guy is hilarious. So he probably could have made it as a fucking comedian if he really wanted to. If he
Nah,
didn't become a
I don't
rapper,
think
yeah,
he
he
looks
could have
funny
been a comedian.
enough.
Oh, maybe.
You
Because
got,
that
you,
man
you
has
have to
such.
have a weird look to be a comedian.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that once. Like Dane Cook. I think one of the reasons why he was hated so much was because he had that pretty boy aesthetic.
Did
I think that's
he?
why people used to hate on him a lot. Well, he wasn't like a pretty boy, but he was too
He looked
Yeah.
too normal. Like,
conventionally attractive. He was a conventionally attractive guy.
he was a regular guy.
Yeah, so like people didn't like that about him, I think, because like you said, comedians have to have a certain bizarre look to
Yeah,
them.
it's not even like they're ugly. Just like look. I guess
Yeah,
off is the word.
yeah. Because like you look at Seinfeld, he has like the long face and the pointy nose, you know. It's like all the best comedians, when you think about it, have like a
It was
specific
like,
look.
Dave Chappelle, like his like weird head. He's a weird head.
Or Billy,
Billie
not
Eilish.
Bill, Bill Burr. How his thing, it used to be his red hair, and like the way he talked. Then now it's his bald head. Like, so, yeah. Oh man. What about rappers? You guys think rappers have to have like a specific aesthetic? And Young Jay could really lean in on this. Do you think rappers have to have a look to them in order to succeed?
I mean, it depends on like what type of music you making. So like if you making drill, then yeah, you gotta just depends. It just depends on what kind of music you make. Cause it's like if you catering to an audience, then you gotta dress the part as well. So it's like you got product, you trying to sell it, you have to put on the uniform. So this is your shit. It's like you're building a corporation. It's like McDonald's. You don't go in McDonald's and see the employees in the background not wearing uniforms. So it's like it's a type of shit. Like if you trying to cater to the masses that love drill and trap music, then yeah, you gonna have to look the part.
You're gonna have the lean in your hand and stuff, right?
Yeah, no,
Lean in your
I agree. Because like, imagine like you were listening to some drill music, or like you saw the drill music video, and the guy was sitting there in a polo, fucking board shorts and boat shoes. You'd be like, what the fuck? He'd be
yeah,
like,
he was,
yeah, I let that thing sing. And he's sitting on a yacht, and he's like,
yeah,
man, I will call your lawyer right now.
yeah, if it's for comedy, right? If it's comedy, then that something like that could work.
Yeah,
Because the irony,
what's his name? Little Dicky, like he would do shit like that. Like
yeah,
he made the like Let's Make That Money music video where he was like in all these extravagant places and whatever, but he was talking about how poor he is. And like the point of it was the dichotomy. He's like, yes, I am broke, but look at this. Look at all this like fancy stuff.
yeah, yeah. Speaking of that, actually, part of the rapper aesthetic is you have to appear that you're making money, even if you aren't. And it's kind of a vicious cycle because you get your money, then you have to spend the money to look like you have money, so that your
That's
fans think
technically
you have
not
money.
true.
What do you
Yeah,
mean?
that's not true. That's
Because
not
you don't
true.
actually have to buy the jewelry for people to think you have the jewelry.
True.
Yeah, because rappers nowadays is either they're wearing fake jewelry or they just renting that shit.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm saying you still are spending some money in order to appear richer than you actually are.
The business, it's a write off.
Yeah,
So like
yeah,
there's stuff like that. Like there's tax write offs and stuff.
yeah.
Like you can write off so much in the name of your business, bro. It's actually insane when you start like realizing how much you can just write off, bro. You drive a car and you work from home. I don't know, man. That sounds like a business vehicle to me. Write that shit off. Oh, you got a dog? It's actually my guard dog for my home business. Write that shit
Yeah.
off.
Every time you go to get a shape up, I gotta use that for part of the marketing of the brand. So you just write off your
Yeah,
haircut.
bro, you're joking, but it's fucking true.
Yeah, you write
You
off
can
your
fucking
haircut. And shit.
yo, if
Like,
you really know the tax code, you can write off everything.
yeah,
And and like the way write offs work, just a quick explanation is basically you get to like report that you
oh,
made less
nobody
money.
came here to learn, bro. No,
Basically, you can just tell the government you made less money. That's it. That's how write offs work. So they tax you less because I didn't make $1 million. I had to use all that money for these business expenses.
I mean,
So it's like, oh, you only made like 30K. That's just
it's
the
not
basic.
even wrong. It's not even wrong. There's always a deficit because you
I mean,
did
yeah, but
spend
I'm just
more
like,
money. Yeah,
that's just like the basic idea of how write offs work. And that's why like you can find all like finding those loopholes is important because you can buy something you want and you were gonna buy anyway, and then you write it off. And now you're taxed less, so you got to retain a lot more of that money. But we're not talking about that. We'll talk about that later.
Well, one more thing before we move on from the topic. Ref was going through that recently because for his business he has to spend money and gas and all that stuff, and like it really starts to. He was just talking about that how it
Yeah, it
starts
adds
to add
up.
up, like it just sneaks up on you.
It's tax season.
Um,
Tell him. Well, yeah, it's about to be tax season. Tell him to start writing that shit off, bro.
yeah, yeah. Anyways, this is a perfect segue into this kind of question. How much of what inspires you, Young Jay, is the business aspect, like building your brand. Like how much of that how often do you think of that, I guess? Like how much energy do you put into trying to build a brand, trying to produce a product and make some dough?
Um, I'm currently trying to get into that because at first, when I first started doing music, it was like strictly all about the music. But now as I'm growing as an artist, I realize that I have to like know the business as well, or else I won't be taken seriously as a music artist as well. Because the thing about that is, if you get into the industry and you don't know the business, then people are going to take advantage of you hard body. So all these artists that sign in deals or 360 deals or management deals or whatever like that, they getting screwed over big time. And then they're running back to the companies that screwed them over, be like, oh, why y'all did this to me? He's like, well, you didn't read the contract. So it's like anything that I get handed, whether it be like a contract or anything like that, like I make sure to read everything, like everything. And then at the same time, as I'm building myself up, I'm teaching myself the business so that way I won't get taken advantage of. 'Cause no one likes to get taken advantage of.
It's really good.
Like,
That's great info. Cause like you'll hear about even larger artists talking about this. Like Taylor was upset that she didn't have her masters, so she redid all of her songs, but slightly different. So now like she owns the rights to those songs again, because she just couldn't own like the masters to those original songs. Um, I think Kanye was talking about how he wanted to get his masters. There was a big thing about how Lil Wayne sold Drake's masters to XYZ. So yeah, like you really make sure you know what you're doing. And unfortunately, it's really hard. It's really hard for anyone to figure out like all the ins and outs of any business,
yeah.
right?
When I first started like writing stuff, it was very much like you said, Young Jay, where it's like I was more focused on the like I mentioned this in one of the episodes we did where we talked to Ref, where like when I would write things, I was more focused on trying to make it sound like beautiful and unique until I started thinking about the other person who now has to read this. I was like, if I get in there trying to be pretentious and just trying to showcase my talent, it's like it might not be interesting for the other person. So I had to really start thinking of like from the aspect of I'm making a product, people are going to consume this product. Therefore, this product has to be like streamlined and interesting. Like I have to think of the consumer as I'm making this. Do you think about the consumer at all as you're making your music?
Um, I used to like whenever I was making a Pacific type of beat, I used to, but at the same time, if this is something that I'm creating, like much love to people that choose to listen to my stuff. But at the same time, I'm gonna create what I want to create. This is my canvas, so I gotta take whatever I want to take. You know, 'cause the minute you start like thinking about the consumers, all right, it's okay to think about that, but don't let that compromise the state of your art.
Yeah. I mean, I won't say I let it compromise the sake of my art, but like what I'll do is like, so it does do that shit. Anyways, what I'll do is I'll like I try not to be selfish, I guess. Like I try not to be so self-centered when I'm producing something. I try to think of like if what I'm doing is if something I'm putting in a story or a direction that I'm going, I'm like, is this really necessary to the story? Is it actually interesting? Or is it just my ego driving me to do this? You know what I mean? Like I try.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Cause it was a show that I was at, and I was talking to one of the artists that was performing, and she was like, "Oh, I tried this new style. I tried this new song that I did recently, and I was looking for the crowd reaction, and they didn't react to it really well. So I was like, you probably was expecting for them to react to something, that they wasn't probably ready for. No, not saying that it was whack or whatever, but just trying to like introduce it to them in a different way or whatever. So, um, that's what it is. People make music for the sole purpose of trying to like gain like new followers and new people to stream their music, which is okay at the end of the day. But I think that shit it fucks with them. So it's like, you know, not compromise like what you said earlier, but it does take a toll on your art. So it's like it does affect it at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, like even with this channel, like very, very transparent. Sometimes I'll get too caught up in in the numbers and the performance, and like you said, I will start to get distracted, and I have to remind myself to not pay as much attention. Like focus on the end on trying to find something an interesting like avenue in whatever it is that you're exploring, and go with that. Because like on some level, people will come if you produce something that's interesting enough. People will come. Like you have to balance it. There has to be a level of okay, I'm going to do the research to find out what people want to see or what they want to hear. But also, I'm going to produce something and be confident in it enough that somebody out there will like it. You know, someone out there will want it. You know,
Make it, and they shall come.
yeah, make it and they shall come. Is that the approach you take with your music, Young Jay?
Um, yeah, pretty much. But at the same time, it's pretty much where how I feel at this point. So it's like if I want to experiment, if I want to try something I never did before, then that's pretty much it's pretty much all about innovation at this point. Like everyone is just like making the same beats. It's like nah, I'm trying to do something that's out of the box. Feel me?
Mm. How often do you experiment?
Um, what you call it? To give you a perfect example, it could just be something that I was watching on Facebook. And I kid you not, this was like what January 1st. I'm watching this video on Louis Armstrong because I always read about him and I was always interested about his life and stuff. So I'm watching some movie that he was in with some other jazz players and he's singing some song. I forgot what the song was called, but it was called High Society. And me being a weed smoker, a chronic weed smoker, I was like, yo, I haven't made a song about smoking weed yet. So I was like, this is the perfect opportunity. So I sampled that song and made it into a high society song. So it's like now this is a song about, just a group of people getting together, smoking some good weed. You feel me?
Yeah, I just want to take this moment to say that we here at Adventures in Bad Taste are completely against drug use, and drug abuse is a very dangerous habit.
I've never done drugs in a day in my life.
Oh man,
The doctors tried to give me ibuprofen. I told them to repent and praise
he
the
said, "Get
Lord.
that shit out of my face."
Yeah, bro.
You're sitting there bleeding to death.
My fucking arm is broken. Just nah, I'm good. I don't need
Like
that
you want
devil
something
shit, bro.
like yo, you need something.
I
They're like,
don't
yo,
need
we can
that. I
go
don't
to
need those
jail.
man-made chemicals in my body. I'm gonna
No
drink my
Babylon.
tea.
They're like no Babylon ting, no Babylon ting. But yeah, that's very interesting. That like that's very interesting. The high society thing, like, because I do that too. Where it's like it's crazy how like you said you'll read something, or sometimes it'll just be like a fucking term, a word, and you'll just think about that word. And you're like, and it'll just give you an idea in your head. Next, you know, you're creating this whole world based off a fucking phrase you heard. Or like the most,
Oh,
yeah. Go for it. What are you gonna say?
nah, I bet you that's how J.K. Rowling did that shit.
Mm.
But just one word.
Yeah, yeah. But probably. Well, I haven't read about how she came up with Harry Potter, but yeah, there are some
There's
people
something
who
about
talk
her
about.
eating out the trash and boy wizard. She was bro,
Wait,
because
what?
the main story is that she was homeless, and then out of nowhere she got the epiphany to write Harry Potter, and now she's a millionaire.
Is that story real?
I don't know.
Hell.
I don't know. I don't think it is. I think it was
Yeah,
like everyone believed it for like 6 years, and then they were like, "That shit wasn't even true, bro. She wasn't homeless."
yeah. Because everybody has that fucking how they started. I was living in my car. They always have that that story. Everybody wants to be the comeback
Here,
kid.
let me look it up. Just
Yeah, everybody wants to be Rocky. No one ever just wants to admit that, no, I just had a good start. Like, look at fucking Drake. Like, Drake is one of the
Started
most
from the
annoying.
bottom, man.
It's like, man had the easiest pathway, to be honest. Like, the biggest resistance he had is that people didn't think he was gangster. And if he really wanted to be seen as gangster. He was desperate. To this day, he trying. And no one thinks he's gangster to this day. No one thinks this nigga's gangster. Like, and he really wants people to perceive him this way.
Does he? Because he out here acting soft as fuck.
Yeah. Nah, he's obsessed with trying to, like, you don't see those videos of him trying to act like he's beefing.
But I've seen more videos of him acting on like this. Like, deadass, bro. Like, you remember the meme? Drake's the type of guy to XYZ. Bro, he really was just, he really out here looking dead in the camera's face and be like, golly gee. I was like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck? This man just said golly gee?
Golly gee.
Like, you fix him out to say some shit like that, bro?
I mean, man's is Canadian. There's some corny niggas out there in Canada. But yeah, Drake, I don't know, man. I feel like especially in today's rap climate, like gangster music has become so mainstream. You don't even have to be gangster to make gangster music anymore. Like you could be the most corniest, weirdo ass nigga on the planet, and you can go make some gangster rap, and people will listen to that shit. Like it's weird. It's weird. The universe we live in. I don't know. How do you agree with that, Young Jay?
I mean, to a certain extent, because what you will call it? I don't know. Well, when 50 Cent and Kanye West was having that record sales battle, when Kanye West won, that meant that what you will call it? Gangster rap wasn't like really in the forefront of the game anymore.
Yeah.
Like he kind of like changed the dynamics of hip hop. So it's like now it's cool to be who you are because now we got Kid Cudi, we got Tyler the Creator. So it's like many different people coming from different works of life and still striving to make their own lane in hip hop.
Yeah, you don't have I don't know why he's so determined to be perceived as like he's hood or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I
I
mean, maybe this is just his marketing strategy. He's
Yeah.
trying so hard to be hood, but then like all the memes about him being soft come out, and everyone's still talking about him.
Yeah, I mean the urban thing sells. That whole urban thing, it sells.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it really sells. Trying
And
to
if
be urban.
anything, Drake is the safe option, right? He's the safe hood guy. Like you're okay with your daughter liking Drake. Not that Kodak Black though. You can't be listening to Kodak Black, but you can listen to some Drake. You can just
I'm not
listen
gonna-
to Drake.
I was sleeping on Kodak Black, and I listened to that No Flocking song, and I was like, "This is good stuff." I was like, "This is good stuff here."
Side
I didn't
note,
know he had that in him. I didn't know he had that style in him. I thought he was just like some.
it's because you never gave him a
some
chance. Also,
yeah,
J.K. was not homeless. She was poor, living on welfare, but she wasn't homeless. She was not homeless. Also, she came up with Harry Potter when she was on the train. Her train got delayed, and she was like, imagine taking a train to a magical kingdom, and then Harry Potter came on board.
that's okay.
But how much of this is true, we'll find out in 6 years when they tell us a completely different story.
That does sound like a very, very generic kind of thing because that happens. Like you'll just be on the train or some shit just pops in your head, and you're sitting there thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that does happen. Like how one of your ideas was literally just inspired by the fact that our names are common in your family.
They're not common. They're prevalent.
Yeah, they're prevalent. And then you just made a whole concept based on that. Like it's weird how those ideas.
I was
just
literally
spark.
working in Target, and I was like, how many R words are there? And I just went down the list. I was like, there's a fucking lot. And I was like, could I only speak using R words? And I was like, imagine someone did that. And that's literally the hole that I went down. It's like,
Yeah. Sometimes that even inspires you to do the experimenting with stories that Young Jay mentioned. Like one of the stories I wrote, the main character does not speak in it. Like he says things, but anytime he says something, it's described from his perspective what he said, and everyone else speaks. And I just wanted to experiment. I was like, can you really write a story in which the main character does not say one word? And like and I was like, it was a very interesting style as you're reading it. Because like you really feel like you're in his head because you're not hearing him talk. You're hearing him saying what he said. Like I feel like it's a very interesting style to use. Because like it's like what if you want to play around with the idea of the unreliable narrator? where it's like you can have characters respond weirdly to what he said because he didn't say what he thinks he said, or he didn't explain it as succinctly, Jesus, as clearly as he thinks he said it. That would be very interesting. But yeah, yeah. I mean, this. You're right though. Like the current like music, like rap is in a position. It's one of the most popular genres of music. It's in a position where it really could evolve as a medium if it wants to. But I feel like there are some old trappings that kind of keep it from evolving the way it should. I don't know if you agree with that.
What kind of, or what do you mean by that? Like,
So like,
elaborate on that.
yeah, let me elaborate. So like, there are so many different styles of rap coming out now. And like you said, so many different acts and personalities. But it's like pop rap kind of adheres to the same principles. And like they kind of focus on like the party music kind of vibe. I really feel like if people were more willing to give some of the other like types of rap a chance, the medium could become better as a result. But I guess, I guess the market is what determines how the medium sounds, right?
I mean, it depends because you got to remember, little kids listen to hip hop as well, and not the clean version. So it's like remember when we was growing up, and there would be certain songs that we would get our asses whipped for singing, like the Whisper song or Candy Shop. So it's like history is repeating itself over again, but it's like with the newer generation. So it's like you got WAP, you got Cardi B, you got Nicki Minaj, you got what's her name, Megan Thee Stallion, but all these songs, and it's just happening over again. But I do agree with you with there being like the little stigmas to like you know stop hip hop from becoming a medium and stuff like that. But it's like um it's happened in other music genres as well. So it's
Yeah.
like rock came out, and then it was punk rock, and then it was metal rock. So it's all these different subgenres, but they have their own different way of coming to the mainstream and stuff. So it's gonna be a couple of people or that one person that brings that subgenre to the forefront and make it mainstream.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like rap is in the forefront of American consciousness, at least. Like, rap is very popular in America. People don't realize how popular it is. Like, rap is probably the most popular genre in America. Like, if you look at the best performing songs, I mean, it might be country, considering, but you never know. People like to hate on country, but country is actually very popular. If you actually, but yeah, like rap is a very popular genre. Like even look at NWA. The people that was buying their music, they spoke about this were young white boys. It wasn't it wasn't who you thought it was. You know? Yeah. Like these white boys want to live vicariously through the rappers. Mm. What's your favorite genre of rap, young Jay?
You're right. In 2021, it was rap
Yeah. Rap is
by a
very
lot.
popular. Yeah, people sleep on that. They don't realize just how influential and popular rap is.
By a lot.
So
Mm. But what's your favorite
um
genre of rap, young Jay?
um shit, I'm caught between gangster rap and conscious rap.
Mm, gangster rap.
The reason why gangster rap is because it was actually spitting the harsh realities like getting harassed by the police and just a regular day in the hood and stuff like that. It was seeing what they was like. They was taking their experiences and putting that on record, and I was like, "Hey, this is what it's like in the day of a gangster or whatever." And then whereas conscious rap be like, yeah, we live in these conditions, but there's still some of us that happen to think positively. There's still some of us that want to change where we come from. There's still people that actually want to still use their voice for, positive shit, for positive changes and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, one of my favorite philosopher. He spoke on change. He said, "They want me to change, but all my change is in the couch."
I fucking hate you. I fucking.
No, it's like that was Zach Fox. That was a line he made, but he said she want me to change. I had to make it sound though like a philosopher. He said she want me to change, but all my change is in the couch. I always loved that line. That line was so stupid. I love those lines in rap that are very simple but effective. You know, like they communicate a message, but they're just dumb. They sound dumb on the face of it. Yeah. But anyways, I guess that's another interesting question I can ask you. What is a bar that made you just go? Yes, like you're just like what's the bar that really had an impact on you that like was like a wallop, like it was like a pack of weights dropping on your head after you
All right,
heard
time
that
out, time
bar.
out. I know you actually enjoyed this question, but I actually just heard one from J. Cole. It was like, you'll see me mad like I flipped on his head, like exclamation mark. Let me look up the exact line, but he's literally, I'm listening, I'm driving, and you know, like when you're driving, you're like not really there. But he said this shit and it just snapped me back to reality. I was like, did he just say that shit? I was like, did those words just leave his mouth?
What's the line?
Hold on, I'm looking it up right now.
What about you, Young Jay? What's the line that did that to you? Made you go, damn.
Oh, here it is. And you'll see how I flipped like exclamation point.
Mm.
And I was just like, I was like,
Yo.
bro, literally I was driving and I was like, what the fuck?
See how I flip like exclamation point. Mm.
Well, you have to hear how he said it.
No,
And
I
you'll
get
see
it.
how but how he said it is like, you'll see how I flip, like exclamation point. Because like he emphasized the I. So it's just sort of bring into your mind the letter I. So when he says the rest of it, you're like, you like envision the exclamation point and you're like, oh shit, they are just flipped. And you're just like, I wanted to pull over and just like get out the car. But yeah. Young Jay, what's the line for you?
What was it that he said? When Lil Wayne said real G's move in silence like lasagna.
Yes.
I was like, what?
That was
Like
also
I,
my awakening.
I literally had to ponder life for a minute. I was like, but how is it that you don't hear the G in lasagna?
A line that made me stop and pause. Both of them were from Wu Tang, by the way. One of them was this line. I always love this line. I ain't particular. I bang like vehicular homicides of 4th of July from Bed Stuy. I was like, oh, like when he said that, and always that phrasing. I ain't particular. I bang like vehicular homicide. I was like, damn. I was like, he bangs like vehicular homicide. I was like, that's dope as fuck. I was like, that's a great way to describe yourself. That makes you sound cool as hell. And the other one, fuck, what is it he said? That other line that, oh, this one is kind of simple, but I always love this line because I feel like it communicates a very interesting idea. I don't know if this is what he meant to communicate with it, but it's and he says, "Why is the sky blue? Why is water wet? Why did Judas rat to the Romans while Jesus slept?" And I feel like it's kind of one of those things where it's like I feel like the message is it is what it is. Like there are just objective truths about reality, and you just kind of have to just accept it. I don't know if that's what he meant, but that's the message I got from it. Yeah.
One other line I really just got hung up on when I heard it was Kanye was like, if I get locked up, I won't even finish the scent, and I was just like, what the fuck? Can you do that? Is that allowed?
What about you, EJ?
Oh my god.
Do you have one, EJ? And you always dropping them in our group.
Yeah. There's so many.
Yeah.
There's so many.
Yeah, you're always
Let's
dropping
see.
them in the group.
I'll give you one that I heard recently. It's not probably like one of my favorites. It's probably a better one out there. But he was like, dang, what did he say? He was like, they teach us how to. They don't teach us how to live. They only teach us how to survive. The funny thing about life is that nobody comes out alive. I was like, damn.
That's nice. I think I remember. I
Mm.
think you played that song. I think we heard that in Miami. I think you
Yeah,
played
they
that.
don't teach us how to live. They only teach us how to survive.
And
Funny
yeah,
thing about life, nobody gets out alive. I was like, whew.
it's funny because the most recent weirdly profound things that when I was start Dune has a lot of just quotes that are just like, God damn. Like he's like now I feel like he's kind of overdoing it. Like in the second book, it's like though every word out of a motherfucker's mouth is like some quote that you could clip. But yeah, there's so many weird like Dune could be
Yes.
philosophy book if you really wanted it to. Yeah.
It's not a book, but I was reading this manga where like every once in a while the main character will just say these bangers, and I was just like, yo, that's just a straight fact. Like the one I just sent to somebody was where is it? He was like, I don't want to like misquote. Here it is. He said, "No one asked you to force your expectations on me. Save your disappointment for your lover, not me." I was like, God damn, bro. Because like the villain was like, bro, I want you to like bring out your true power so we can like fight. And he was like, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. That's all you. That's your. I don't care. Go away.
Yeah. I mean, remember this that I dropped in the chat the other just I think that was today was the convoluted wordings of legalism grew up around the necessity to hide from ourselves the violence we intend toward each other. Between depriving a man of 1 hour from his life and depriving him of his life, there exists only a difference of degree. You have done violence to him, consumed his energy. Elaborate euphemisms may conceal your intent to kill, but behind any use of power over another, the ultimate assumption remains. I feed on your energy. And I was like, damn, God damn. Like I remember the chapter starts with that at the top. I was like, Jesus Christ. I was like, damn, you didn't have to just hit me over the head with that like before the chapter even started.
You put the book down. He's like, oh, that was a lot of reading for today.
Because I really thought about it. I was like, they're fucking right. When you deprive a man of his freedom, you're essentially killing him. You're essentially killing him. Like you kill him as a concept. You kill him you kill his reputation. You're literally murdering him, in a way, when you really think about it. Yeah. Because what is a man but his reputation, and his reputation precedes him, right?
Mm,
Mm,
true.
So,
yeah. Uh,
indeed.
so I'm trying to think of how to phrase this. So what mindset, like how different is your mindset in the studio from when you're performing on stage?
Um, when I'm in the studio, I like to have everything ready to go. So I don't go into the studio with songs half written. Everything has to be done. Like the flow, like everything has to be down packed. Like I gotta know how I want to start the song and end the song and stuff. So it was like, when I hit the studio, I treat it like quick operation. I'm in the booth and then I'm out the booth. Like what? All it takes is like 2 takes or whatever, and I'm out. But on stage, I'm a nervous wreck. Like I think I have a good way of hiding my nervousness, but before I hit the stage, I'm really nervous. So it's like I might have to drink some water to calm me down or something. But it's like I just get that energy, that like that rush. You feel me? I was like I just like sometimes I just feel like nah, I don't want to perform, but it's like it's that nervousness. It's my nervousness because I'm a shy person. I don't really like this. I don't really be social like that. But when I get out there, it's just something different. And then you like people like, oh, when you on stage, it's like you're a whole different person. Like I'm Hannah Montana or something. Nah, it's just me. It's just me. But like I have a whole lot of energy that I just don't show.
Yeah, it's something I always say to people. Who can I be but myself? That's what I always say. Whenever, but like, if something ever happens and it's like it's embarrassing. I'm like, yeah, well, what are you gonna do? Who can I be but myself? That's something I always say. But what I was gonna say that
Right.
one of our shorts that we made, like the shorter videos, actually talks about something. You touched on something that we talked about there, where I was saying I feel like to be truly successful, people always talk about the confidence part. Like you got to be confident. You got to be confident in yourself. But I actually feel like what drives a lot of people to become the best is almost, I don't want to say lack of confidence, but a burning desire to be better than they are. I feel like that's the thing that really creates like legends. Because when you look at all the people, that's what they were doing. They're always trying to top what they did before. They're trying to top who they are. Like they always feel like they haven't done enough. So it's like it isn't that they feel confident in themselves. It's the exact opposite if you really think about it, you know? Yeah. So that's very interesting that you mentioned that. It's like you're not so arrogant to think that you're perfect and you're just gonna get out there and completely shake the foundations of reality. Like you accept that you're fallible, I guess, and that will probably make you become better. Yeah, you become
Yeah,
better.
that's probably the problem with independent artists, because it's like some of them are talented. I'm not gonna lie, but at the same time, there's some other artists that move with this kind of attitude, like they better than others, and it's totally the opposite. Like these people are the type of people to get in the booth. They're the type of people to be at the studio talking about they got bars in the booth, but once they get thrown in the booth, they got nothing to show for it. So it's like you have to, if you really serious about what you do, you have to match it. Like you have to walk it like you talk it.
Mm. Walk it like I talk it. Walk it like I talk it. That's like my favorite Migos song. That's a very nice song. But remember when Safari was on the Breakfast Club and he did that
Oh, yeah.
that whole verse and he was like so proud of it. And then it gets to the end and Charlie's like, yeah, that's not it, y'all. That's not
Yo, I saw that shit. I saw that shit.
like Charlemagne is a hater. I'm like he's a
Charlemagne is
very
an asshole. It's his
he's a
brand.
hater.
But
But in
but
that moment, it didn't feel like hating. Like when you looked at his face, it
'cause-
looked legitimate. Like he looked actually disappointed. Like he looked.
yeah, I won't lie, cause like I heard it and I was like, they're not gonna say this was good, right?
Like it wasn't terrible, but it's like
in
when
in
someone
in his words, yeah, that ain't it.
it's
Like
like when
that's the
someone
perfect description. It's like that just was not it.
it wasn't for him. It's like someone pointed out it sounded like Nicki Minaj bars. And I guess Nicki Minaj is the kind of person who could deliver those bars and make them actually sound well. So but coming from him, it just he didn't have the same energy, you know?
I feel like it really does depend on how you say it. Really, like rap is all about
Exactly.
how you say it. So a mutual friend of ours had that issue where he would just it's like no, stop, take a breath, say the line. You
Wait,
know,
what is it that Pharrell says? Stop. Wait a minute. What did he say in that song?
I don't know what song
Do
he's
you
talking about.
remember? The ooh. You
Yeah,
know,
I just don't know what song. Like, it's not coming to me right now.
drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. What does the Pharrell say in that song again? Where it's like, stop. Wait a minute. And then I forgot. Damn, there's a
Oh,
line.
he said you should think about it. Take a second.
There we go. You should think about it. Take a second. And then something else he says after that. I always love that line in that song. Um, yes, I loved it so much I didn't even remember it. But
See, I generally didn't know you were talking about drop it like.
yeah.
Like you were saying, you said Pharrell, and I was like, oh fuck, happy?
Yeah, you forgot he's in that song?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. But what I was gonna say though, it's like, yeah, that same character. It's funny you mention him because now we're with the exact like there are two ends of the spectrum.
What he wishes
So
he was.
yeah, young Jay here decided he wanted to be a rapper and was committed to becoming good and did what he had to do to become well. One of the first things he did actually, that's the ultimate thing you have to do as you're developing a skill, is he put his skill on display for it to be judged by his peers. And he did the shit out in public, off the top of his head, out in public among people. The ultimate testing ground, right? Where it's like if your shit is whacked, they're gonna say that shit was whack. You know, especially at LGJ, where they were roasting people
Yeah.
up and down. If your shit was whack, they would have roasted the hell out of you, right? So meanwhile, we had well, our boy, it's like he claimed he wanted to be a rapper, but he was not committed to getting better at all. Like it just the moment you give him the tiniest bit of criticism. And like, see, the thing is, when you would look at my criticisms, maybe sometimes it'd be harsh, but I'd actually break it down. Like break it to you, I'd give step-by-step reasons as to why I think this thing didn't work. And sometimes I even have suggestions on how he could probably improve it. And like, it's sad when me, a guy who listens to rap kind of, not really, I'm not a rapper at all. I could take a bar he made and make it sound completely better, like much better than than what he delivered. And I'm not a rapper. Like something's wrong.
Not a
If
rapper.
a
No.
normal person could, yeah. So it's crazy how like a lot of people say things, but it's like you said, they just develop this estimation of themselves and they expect reality to meet their estimation. They don't understand that no, you have to test your estimation against reality to see if it's legitimate. It's not the other way around. They're like, oh, nobody likes my music? That's because they don't understand it. They just don't get it. It's like, what? Like, what is there not to get?
Or
It's like maybe
you're just bad.
yeah, it's like maybe you just suck. Yeah.
Remember Iggy Azalea? Me neither.
She's back. She's back. She went and got butt shots, and now she has.
She got a bigger butt.
Yeah, she went and got butt shots, and now she has an OnlyFans, and she's making money on OnlyFans now.
Bro, everyone who's famous just needs to open OnlyFans. They don't even need to do anything. I'm kind of tight, bro. Like they just need to like say, hey, by the way, I have an OnlyFans. Day one, millions of followers.
Yeah, look at the other rapper, Bad Barbie. She makes her OnlyFans, and then this goofy bitch has the nerve to say, "All y'all people who was waiting for my OnlyFans to come out."
No. That's not what happened. So someone asked her the questions like, "You think those guys should be in jail?" She was like, "Yeah." That's what she said. She didn't say the thing.
Yeah,
and honestly, she was just saying yes to everything that man said. So
yeah, she says that like I'm like, look at you, goofy ass simps. That's what you get. Now you guys look like clowns. It's like, y'all ran.
I mean, they look like clowns regardless. Because like bro, even back when she was 13, people were talking way too spicy about this girl. I was like, yo. She's a child. She's a child. Then she turns 18 and people were just fiending to see. I don't even know what they're trying to see, bro. I don't know. This shit was goofy and gross.
I'm gonna say what people were saying. Apparently she had the milk truck. That's what they were talking about.
She had very large. That's the words. Truck. Yeah, that's the words. But that was it. Like, and I was just like, yo, she's a child. Please stop talking about this child. And some people didn't even realize she was a child. You know that? Like I remember I was like telling someone that she was a child. And he was like, what? She's not like 20. I was like, no, she's not 20. She's 13. He was like, what? She's 13? I was like, yeah, she was on Dr. Phil yesterday, bro. What are you, stupid?
Man goes into his search history and starts deleting all the.
He's like, we didn't have this conversation. We didn't have this talk.
He's like, oh no. But what I was gonna say though is speaking of another girl who received a lot of attention when she was underage for her chest area.
Billie Eilish?
Billie Eilish, yeah. Billie Eilish. What do you guys think of her music?
I don't.
Yeah, I don't know, man. What about you, Young Jay? You ever listen to any Billie Eilish music?
I haven't.
The one song I heard was "I'm a Bad."
That's the only song I can think of. I can't think of the full song. I can just think of that part, and that's it.
I heard that song, and I was like, yeah, it's not for me. It's not for me.
It's like I'm the bad guy, duh, and then it just changes beat, and I was just like, let me lock it off. Lock it off.
Lock it off. Enough of that.
I'm good on that, Chief. Maybe she has some bangers. I don't know. Right. I'm not gonna find out.
Young Jay, what rapper made you look at them and go, "You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy."
Oh man.
About to ruin his career, bro.
In retrospect, I have to say Soulja Boy, but whatchamacallit, when he first came out, he literally changed the dynamic because it was because of him labels started going to the internet to like scout rappers off the internet because of the shit that they were posting. So if it wasn't for him, then he would have made it. He would have never made a way for DistroKid and United Masters to develop their own apps and help artists put their own music out on streaming platforms without labels and stuff. So it's like,
I will also
but
say,
now it's like the music he was dropping after like his first album was like, I see why he did that, but I was like, there's no lyrical growth here.
yeah, he kind of just like did the whole. This song is so you can do the dance,
Yeah.
like dance, and then because he had the dance song, which was like, well, it was a Soldier Boy, you know, Superman that hoe. Then it was the Cat Daddy. You remember the Cat Daddy? Like bro, mad people was like, it was Stanky Leg. It was just like, this song is all about this one move that all of y'all need to do when this song comes on. And I was just like, back then I was like, this is not that bad, bro. I fucking hit the Cat Daddy once or twice. but you look back and you're like, what the fuck was that?
No, I've listened to, my sister was making fun of me because I remember once at the age of like, I was like 20, 21, maybe 22. I just threw on some Soldier Boy and it said Superman that hoe, and I'm just like, and it was like, I was really chill. Like, I'm just bobbing my head and I'm like reading and like listening to him in the background, like Superman that hoe. And I was like, it was weird. It was like, it didn't match with what I was doing. But I'm like,
it doesn't. It does not. Reading. But like, you can sit there and listen to that song, you just feel like, I don't know, you're just like, just back to what you're doing.
And I was just like,
the Dougie, you remember that shit? Bro, apparently Dougie's made a comeback, right? But everyone's doing it. No. The Dougie made a comeback, but everyone's doing it. Like, they're not doing the Dougie. Like, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know who.
That's what I'm saying. Don't get me started on that.
I don't know who the fuck did that shit.
White people. That's who did it. White people. This is what white people do.
Oh man. Oh, and then the same thing happened to the Jerk. Everyone was doing the Reject, but at least it was in the same song, right? I was like, at least I see how you could be confused, but I don't even know how the Dougie.
I'm gonna give an unpopular hate ass opinion right now. I think Getting Sturdy is a terrible dance style. I don't think it looks I think it looks whack as hell, and I think people need to stop. Yeah.
Oh my god, this man just keeps getting us canceled, bro.
I mean, come on, Getting Sturdy looks goofy to me. Like, I'm just looking at it.
It's like, oh, your little brother getting sturdy? Yeah, get it, King, get it. A grown ass man getting sturdy is like, yo, man, just stop, just stand up, fix your pants.
Stand up, dust your pants off, and like, I don't know.
You just creased your shoes for what? You creased your shoes for what, bro?
What do you think, Young Jay? Is Getting Sturdy a good dance? Am I just hating?
That did like,
yeah, you're breaking up, guy. You're breaking up, King.
You might have to do it again.
But
yeah, nah, bro. You speaking in reverse here, bro. I can hear you. Then I see your lips moving.
You might have to pop back in and out again. Try that one more time. Yeah, pop back in and out one more time. What about you, EJ? Does Getting Sturdy look good to you?
I don't even know what that looks like. Yeah.
Oh yeah, demonstrate it for us, Vanguard. Come on, demonstrate it. Demonstrate to Get Sturdy. Get Sturdy, bro.
I'll fall back and crack my skull a bit.
I guess you're not sturdy then.
It's the thing where they're like throwing themselves back, putting their feet in the air. You never seen it before?
Like, I did that maybe once or twice at the club and didn't know it.
Bro, just do a quick Google search of Getting Sturdy, bro.
They do it. The way they do it is extreme. I don't think you've ever done it before. Like, they will be launching themselves. Nah, I'm telling you, it's a very involved dance move. It takes like a lot of well, it's easy to learn, but it's like it doesn't look easy to learn when you're looking at it. Like, when you're looking at it, you're thinking in your head, yeah, I can never do that shit.
I'm okay with the first part of it when you're like they're upright and they're just like kicking back and forth. Like, I'm okay with that part. But when you like the initial dropping back up, that's fine too. But when you just like stay down there
Doing it.
and you just like look like you're just falling over, yeah, it's goofy looking.
Yeah, I think it's a.
Why these backgrounds got us looking like a character in a whole movie, bro?
Nah,
Shit crazy.
you guys gotta change the way you talk if you want to be a whole movie character. You gotta do the awkward stutter. They were pioneers of that style. That Rick and Morty gets praised for that shit, but it was home movies that really started it.
I never met one person that was like, yo, that was my shit back in the day.
That was
Never
my
heard
shit.
anybody rally behind
You are
that
the
show.
only person I know who likes that show.
I love that show because, like I said, the way they spoke, they were pioneers of that. What's the word? What do they call it again?
I don't know, but it's
That
just
retro scripting style where
it's
it's
very
like,
unpolished, but like
yeah,
on
very
purpose.
unpolished, going off the cuff. Yeah, like that's where Archer. Yeah, Archer is also known for that style. I'm not
Never
Archer
watched it.
itself, but the guy who voices Archer, that's his style. Like he's the king of that specific. Like when you watch Archer, it gives you that feel that he's just talking off the cuff, and he was in that show, so he's well known for that specific part. He was Coach. You remember Coach?
Oh yeah, I do remember. I didn't know Archer was coach though.
Yeah, that was
Is
Andy
this man
Scott's
not coming
first.
back, bro? He saw his opportunity to leave.
Yeah, he was like, those niggas are lame.
Got weird animation though. That whole movie's it's hard for me to get around it.
All
Or
those
wrap my head around
cartoons.
it.
Let me ask you.
I prefer when cartoons look different. You know, like my biggest issue with anime is that they all look the same.
Yeah, that's also my problem with it.
It's
All the style.
like they're like, especially like if you get into like the real mid-tier anime, they actually do look the same because they're like low budget, low effort type shit. Like I remember I was describing an anime to someone and they're like, that could be one of 7 animes, and then they told me the 7 animes. Like, you're right, I just described the plot of all 7 of them, and like visually they also looked the same. So I was like, yeah, I guess I'm never finding that one I was talking about. Like, it's gone. So
Yeah, unless you're doing like some Junji Ito kind of thing where the style is very specific and you look at it and it looks like him, you know?
mhm.
Like someone was showing me an animation, like an independent animation, and my first thought was how similar it looked to his work. And I'm like, yeah, it does. It does look very similar. But yeah, you're right. Like it's animation really has stopped animation in general,
Well,
but
and
also
design.
yeah, they really stopped trying to
Well,
like
look what happens whenever anyone has a kind of unique art style. People just call it ugly and dismiss it. Like I was talking to Husto about this the other day. He was like, "Yeah, that ass told by ginger shit. Could never watch that ugly ass show." I was like, "I don't think it was ugly. Like it was lumpy, but it was on purpose. Like this was about an awkward teenage girl, like in her awkward years."
I thought it was ugly, but you're right. It was just them. It was yeah. I don't know if he's coming back.
Home movies also had that weird lumpy style. Kappa Mikey was great because it had the American animation for Mikey, but the Japanese style animation, or
Kappa
not
Mikey,
animation, but
that was an underrated show. That show was fucking amazing.
real good use of the differences in the medium right there. Wasn't like that.
How do you even come up with an idea like Kappa Mikey? That really does seem like something that would be on Adult Swim. And there was Nicktoons. Nicktoons, man, they were doing some amazing.
Nicktoons and all of like Disney and Nick's sister channels actually had some heat. But
well, I mean, I'm saying Nicktoons specifically did a lot of good for like experimental stuff for the medium. Like they were doing a lot.
So
of
did Jetix though.
True. Yeah.
Jetix had Get Ed. Bro, there was a bunch. I literally I don't know. I'm blanking now.
Get Ed kind of kicked off the whole CG thing that people are seeing now.
Nah, there was Eon Kid before Get Ed.
True, but what really had the dug its like
TBH? Both of them only lasted like 1 season.
True. What's up, Jay?
Up.
Man, every time you come back, you're in a new area, and I just find that funny. Like, it's like
No, he was in the same area last time.
No, there's something behind it different now. I know it's a different, but I'm saying it's like he's going to different areas of his room, and it's funny how the background keeps changing.
Yeah, because my arm was hurting, so.
Yeah. Anyways, oh, you drinking some blood?
Mm-mm.
I like
He
how
said,
his
"No
hands
dummy
like that.
shit."
No, because it was like a red. It was so red. What was in the cup? Oh, he
Oh.
drinking lean. He drinking lean.
You know,
Staying
that's his rap. Yeah, on brand. His rapper aesthetic.
Staying up red. I saw something about Lil Wayne, talking about like how people stole the drinking lean thing from him, and he's like, "Why are you drinking lean? Like I drink it because I'm from the South." That's what he said. And then people were pointing out that his reasoning was just as like fallacious. Like if he's saying the other people are only drinking it because of him, and he's saying he only drinks it because he's from the South, it's like he did the same thing they're doing. You just saw other people doing it and drink it.
See, but I can understand what he means. Where it's just like,
I got his point. Yeah, because
what
I
you
guess for
doing
him
all
it's
that
more
shit
of a,
for?
for him. I guess it's more of a cultural thing. So
Yeah.
he's like, "Why are you guys doing it when it's not part of your culture?"
Yeah, like y'all just doing it just cause. But especially like if he's like, I feel like a lot of people felt that way when like their like cultural foods just suddenly started becoming TikTok trends. It's like it's just weird. It's like so all of a sudden y'all think this shit's cool, but you thought I was crazy. Oh, okay, I
No,
see
it's
how
not.
it is.
It's not our fault the tacos are so fucking good. Those fresh
Nah,
tacos.
I was talking about no tacos. I was talking more like other things. Like, bro, I remember I bought some aki to school, and everyone was like, "Yo, what the fuck is that?" Bro, I was like,
Well, now
"That was
Now,
aki,
now
bro.
they
What are
on,
you talking about?"
now they on TikTok about we're gonna make some ackee, some ackee. You make some ackee. You're just like, yo, if you don't shut the fuck up,
Ackee.
like, boy, if you don't shut the fuck up, I'm about to find out where you live. Like, if you better,
No,
like,
no, that ass. When you just like you see these random people being like they're just pointing at something up here, like some title, best aki and Southfish in the and it's like best
it's like best.
in Missouri.
Hit the in Missouri.
It'll really be from some random ass account being like, oh, if you want to have the best food, you got to come down to this local spot, and then you look it up and it's like, oh, you in I don't even know where this is, bro.
You in
You in Buttfuck.
You in Buttfuck.
You in Buttfuck, comma nowhere. That's just crazy to me.
It's like, oh, don't forget the neighboring town.
Bumblefuck.
Nowhere I want to be. So it's like nowhere I want to be.
Fucking chilling with courage and shit, bro. Like, yo, get the fuck out of here. Talking about this is the best XY. You don't know what the fuck good shit tastes like, bro. Get out of my
You go to try to eat the food and Courage is warning you like Courage is like, don't eat it.
Bro, you walk in and then Ramsey's in the back cooking patties. Return you see.
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
Oh man.
Oh my God.
We're having too much fun with this shit.
What was I gonna say?
We gotta clip that fucking
Completely lost
courage
my
thing
train
that
of
we
thought.
did.
Yeah, I completely lost my train of thought because that was funny. Damn, what was I about to say before oh, there's a white girl on fucking TikTok pretending she's Mexican. She's like pretending she's Mexican. Such a bizarre thing. Because she's like, oh, my parents are both Mexican and we live in Mexico, but both the parents are clearly white. She's always, I don't know if it's meant to be a joke. I don't know if she's doing like a very like hard
She's
to get.
just very committed to the bit, bro.
Yeah, because like she will like say things about like Mexican food and stuff, and like people in the comments are like, that's not even what you're supposed to do. Like you're not Mexican. They be mad as fuck at her. So angry.
I mean,
That's why I think,
maybe it is a brand. Maybe she wants the rage views.
yeah, I'm wondering if it's a character. But anyways, one more thing before I ask Young Jay this question. What you're talking about, the people like deciding that certain cultures are popular now. I remember that shit happened with Black Panther. Oh my God, did I not?
Everyone wearing their dashikis and shit, bro.
I felt so much rage. Yeah, I felt so much rage when I walked in to go see Black Panther with this girl. I look over and all these black kids standing there in their African clothes. I was like, you motherfuckers was just making fun of them last week. And now here you are. wearing their clothes. Like, you niggas
Bro,
low down.
prevalent phrase from my childhood is African booty scratcher. You remember that shit?
Exact. I was just about to say that shit.
Yo, bro, I remember when the African kid actually literally from Africa transferred. Bro, the amount of shit that they like the jokes that were made about this man, bro. They was like, yo, you know my boy Marvin? You met Marvin? You remember Starving Marvin? Yo, it was crazy. It was crazy about the crazy shit. They were
like,
asking him like, yo, you ever had food before? Like,
oh my god. They were like, yeah, there was some mosquitoes in my crib last night. You used to that, right, Marvin? You used to that.
bro, like, and his name was Abubakar, bro, and they were just like, and they would obviously make fun of his accent, like, oh, Abubakar. I was like, yo, relax,
Oh,
relax. But
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
he quickly acclimated and just became just like them. 'Cause-
Yeah. That's what they always do, man. Like, hey, you're like, hey, take it easy. They were like, you hit them with the fucking Patrick Bateman. Hey, cool it with the anti-Semitism, man. Like, that's one of the most memeable lines from that movie.
Bro, someone
But
like clip it and make me
keep
seem like a
in mind,
racist.
this guy is a fucking serial killer. Talking about some guy, cool it with the anti-Semitism, man.
Bro, you gotta have standards somewhere, right?
But anyways, what I was gonna say though is yeah, I remember there was a guy who was fresh from Jamaica, fresh off the boat, and he came and quickly started trying to get into gangster shit. Started trying to act like he was gangster.
He just watched Shadas, huh?
Yeah, he was normal. He was normal till he saw they liked him. They only liked him when he would try to follow them and start pretending to be gangster, like they were. At first they were bullying him, but then when he started doing the gangster shit and he started doing like Jamaican raps and stuff, like he was Vibes Cartel, they would love him. I looked at that and I was like, damn.
It's like
That was
Dance
just
for the
very-
Monkey.
That's what it was. It felt like that. But I also felt sorry for him. Like, it was a pity thing. I was like, geez, the fact that he thinks he has to do that is like, I don't know. It's weird because that's one of the first times I actually, like, it's weird how even, like, I was a kid back then. And I didn't feel like that all the time. Like, it was rare for me to really understand what someone else was going through. But in that moment, for some reason, I just completely understood.
You were just like, your consciousness just ascended. You're just like, oh.
Yeah, I was like, it was like, it must suck being treated as the outsider. That's just what I thought in my head.
It's like, this
man.
is what Holden Caulfield was talking about.
Yeah. I'm used to being the outsider my whole life. Man, that's the one L I have to hold. You know, when people are like those that character is just like me. It's like some Holden Caulfield. When I was a kid, I read that fucking book and I was like, this guy's just like me. Like, that was a cool thing. Like, it was a cool thing. I mean, but it wasn't wrong. He was very similar to how I was when I was at that age. But what teenager wasn't, right? What teenager wasn't like Holden Caulfield? What I was gonna say before we
went off the rails here.
Remember that story you told us about the Africans that came and started making fun of you for being black?
That was the same nigga, bro. That was the same nigga, bro. He came from Africa, darker than me, but because he got indoctrinated by them, he would start looking at me. He's like, "Oh my God, you're so black." I was like, "Brother in Christ." I would look at him like, "What the fuck?" And you remember back in high school? Well,
yeah,
actually, no, I don't even know. Were you there? Like, were you there? I don't think you were
I
there.
wasn't there.
Yeah, it was middle school technically.
Other people told me the story. Yeah.
This man just looked me dead in the face and called me dark chocolate. And I was like, what the fuck?
It's like, bro, you're the same color as me.
Yeah, we were literally the same shade.
I'll never forget. A guy once called me a burnt cockroach, and he was darker than me. And I was like, that's very strange. I was like, okay. I didn't even know how to respond. I was just like,
how do you respond to that?
I think I said, bro, you darker than me, and everyone started laughing. Like, his joke flipped back on him when I said that, and it wasn't me. I wasn't trying to make a joke. It was me incredulous.
You were like genuinely just confused, like, but I don't get it.
You darker than me, bro. But anyways,
let's go back to it. Let's go back to the game.
Speaking of the topic of race, how do you feel about white people rapping, Young Jay? I'm dead
Oh,
serious.
man. Whatchamacallit? I don't have a problem with it
Yeah.
as long as they're like exposing like their truths, like their own truths. It's like it's stuff that we all go through. So it's like, you know, it's poor people. You know, white people are poor. They live in a ghetto too. So it's like it's not all white people are rich folks and stuff. So they share the same struggles that we go through as well. So I respect them, but if it's someone like Slim Jesus, then nah.
Mm. So you just really feel like rap should be authentic to the person's experience.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's a fair take, I feel. Like,
Yeah.
like no one hates Eminem because Eminem was only talking about the shit that he was going through, right? But then you
Man.
had people like Machine Gun Kelly who's like fake.
Yeah, it's hard to take him seriously. Yeah. It's hard to. Yeah, it's hard to take a rapper
Well, they
seriously.
probably
if
did
you
hate
know-
Eminem, but you know.
Yeah, but it's hard to take a rapper. Well, a lot of the reason why people hate Eminem, it was like envy,
Yeah.
and the envy wasn't completely unjustified because they would be angry that he was being like pushed over other rappers. That's what they felt, and they felt like it was because he was white. And you know, maybe they were.
Bro,
maybe
it
there
was probably a marketing tactic.
Yeah,
But
maybe there was
it's not like he was bad. Like
Yeah,
it
he was
wasn't
actually good.
Yeah, it wasn't like, all right, we're gonna push this guy because he's white. We'll work on the rapping later. It's like, oh, he's good and he's white. That's the key point. And he's white.
What is the fucking Wayne brothers teams? They're brothers.
We're
Is that
happy
it?
and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five.
Oh my god. Well, anyways, it's very interesting, that take. How do you feel about black rappers whose rapping isn't authentic to their experience?
Well, they just shooting themselves in the foot. I mean,
Mm.
but um, in hip hop, it's been a very long line of artists that gotten their cards pulled because they was faking the funk. So
Faking
I
the
mean,
funk,
it's
I like that.
it's somewhat. I can't say it's normal, but it's like you can somewhat come to expect that from black artists, but from white artists, it's kind of like of a to me it's kind of like an extreme because you've enslaved our ancestors, and then on top of that we built the culture by ourselves, and now you want to partake of it and try to like copy of what we like. You try to copy the blueprint. So I can't fuck with that.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good, reasonable take. There might be some nuanced troll out there who's like, no, man, really, when you think, but no, it's like I understand.
The period so girl,
No, she's
you
doing a
know,
character.
did you
She's
know
doing.
that she got signed to Atlantic Records?
Who are you
Wait,
talking
wait,
about?
wait, she got signed.
She got signed.
Who are we talking about? Ice Spice?
Period girl.
Little
Oh,
girl.
see, you said that name and I thought you were like, I thought the video started again.
Oh, you seen the video? The period period
No, I have
period
no idea what the
period
fuck you're talking about.
She went on and made a video where that's what she said the entire video, and it's set to some goofy beat, and she's like period 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 period
She got
seriously like a full
signed?
minute. Yeah, apparently she
She
got
got
signed.
signed to Atlantic Records.
She was. I thought the reason I didn't take that shit seriously is because she was performing a character, and it was obvious she was performing a character. Because like you would find there are older videos of her where she's acting like a normal person.
I googled.
You googled it? Can you show us?
I can show you guys. I can't show the
Yeah.
stream right now.
Yeah, show us.
Yeah, it's different for
Yeah.
artists. It's different for white artists because it's like it's some of them at whatchamacallit. Because when Eminem got signed, the whole what was that label? Aftermath, they didn't believe that in him. It took Dr. Dre to fully persuade Jimmy Iovine to let him sign him. Nowadays, you got the period girl and the bad Barbie girl, and these labels they throw hundreds and thousands of dollars at them.
Wow. It
This
worked.
is a fact. Whoever said this is right.
Y'all are going to period that girl right into being a blackfishing millionaire, and then we'll be mad about it.
It's
That's the
true.
point. That's the point. God damn, that's. I didn't know she got signed.
Yeah, what the?
That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh wait.
Oh,
Oh, okay. It looks like it might have been fake.
That was.
oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Hold on.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Was that? Oh, he was yeah. The guy who gave her the deal was a scammer. Looks like he was impersonating a person from Atlantic Records. I guess what he would do is he'd ask you for money.
I'm not happy she got scammed, but
I'm hoping she didn't give him any money.
um,
She actually got scammed. Yo. Bruh. Can't be that. This cannot.
That's crazy. Hey, man, oh man, oh man. But how do you feel about tourists? Like people who enter an industry or something just to kind of get famous and use it to launch themselves, and they don't really care about industry as a whole. How do you feel about those kind of people?
Um, when you say that they don't care about the industry as a whole, what do you mean?
So like they're coming into rap. They don't really care about rap. They don't have a passion for it, but they're just using it to get their little piece of money, and then they gonna be right out. As soon as they get their bag, they're gonna get their bag and run. Like MGK can be seen as a tourist, really, if you think about it. Yeah.
I mean, it all comes down to this. Like, if you're trying to make some money, like we gotta do what we gotta do at the end of the day. You feel me? So it's like if you in this music game and you know that you ain't got no passion and you know you're not in it for the long run, at least you being honest with yourself. You know, because we can't really tell people what to do. You know, we could tell people to have passion and have chase their dreams or whatnot, but if you know that you're not going to pursue something for the long run and you know you just in it for like a little while trying to get some money out of it, at least you're being honest to yourself. So that's the only thing I could say. I respect the honesty.
That's one of my. I was just talking to someone about that. How like, as long as someone is honest and consistent in their beliefs, I will respect them more than someone who's dishonest and not consistent. So like, okay, this is gonna make me sound. I'm not gonna use the example I was gonna use, but like someone could have the most reprehensible beliefs, but if I probe them on it and their beliefs as a whole made sense, not made sense in terms of I agreed with it, but like the pieces within it were consistent and coherent, I'd be like, okay, all right. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't try to change their mind or anything. I'd be like, yeah, yeah. Like, yeah, I feel like, yeah, just let people live. Let people live, man. What about you, EJ? How do you feel about tourists in industries?
I don't know. My answer is kind of like similar to Young Jay's. I don't think anyone's here to really gatekeep, even though a lot of people try to put on that role. Um, I just feel like it goes back to, being authentic. It can get annoying when you have those people that are really in it for the wrong reasons, or they're not passionate about it, because I feel like they're getting in the way of those that could be given a chance or to be signed by someone when they are the ones that really have a passion and really care about it. So I feel like they get in the way of those people. But overall, I mean, like I can't really say who deserves a spot, who doesn't deserve a spot.
Yeah, because
Honestly, huh?
I was gonna say every artist that like is taking up those spots, like they're not passionate, that could be filled by the period girl. Yeah.
That's
She could be out there
not what I
delivering.
meant, but
I was joking, but
it's
yeah,
a good
you're
one.
right.
It's a good one.
You're definitely right, and that, like, yeah, I think about that a lot myself. Like, there's so many like artists out there who don't get like the way I think about it specifically is maybe not in terms specific to rap, in terms of the comic book industry. There are so many creators out there who, if these two big media giants, Marvel and DC, didn't dominate, could do really well. Like there's so much better artists out there, but these two media giants are in the way, producing pure garbage, using hot garbage, as someone would say, hot garbage. And you have all these artists who are they're sitting there slaving away essentially because they don't have they be doing this shit by themselves. They'll draw it by themselves. They'll script it by themselves, and they get no fucking attention. And I'm just like, damn. If these two media giants didn't exist, imagine the beautiful stories and artwork we could experience, or could become mainstream. Because I mean,
I
even
agree.
yeah, because even
Yeah,
for like
I was gonna
everything,
say.
like me and Ray, yeah. What were you gonna say, EJ?
No, I was gonna say that's the only aspect of like some form of gatekeeping that I would allow. Like if there's a clear cut person that is has the right intentions, is actually skilled at what they do, but it's just the giants or the people that make music that's cookie cutter or that's more attractive or more it's just more of what the trend is heading towards. I feel like those people make mess it up for the people that actually care about it. And obviously, how do you draw that line? But I feel like that's where you know these executives or anybody in the industry has to see like has to be able to weave through that. But
Yeah.
it's a tough task to be
Yeah.
honest.
It's funny. I don't know what EJ's not EJ. Well, both EJ too, because EJ listens to a lot of rap. EJ and Young Jay's take on this would be Young Jay from the perspective that he actually makes this stuff. But um, like this actually just came on my mind just now too. So this is like a real time thought that just happened. Like people give Drake a lot of trouble for stealing artists' flows and stuff. But then I was just thinking in my head, I was like, really, like when he does something like that, where he does something more experimental, maybe it's actually a good thing because he's changing, he's helping the genre evolve, and on top of that, he might bring more attention to that artist that maybe no one knows that much about. What do you guys think? Hmm.
See, I can't say you would bring attention to an artist that no one knows about because usually he's like collabing with the other well-named artist, right?
Hmm.
And anytime he does a collab with someone who's unknown, it usually makes them look worse. Like you remember that got the club going up on it too. That song, that
Yeah.
song was trash. That artist that he was working with, supposedly his cousin, trash, garbage, garbage.
You don't like I Love McConan?
Is that who that is?
That's his name. That's the guy who made that song.
Trash,
Club going up
garbage,
Tuesday. Damn.
trash.
A lot of people like that guy.
I've
I would give
never
Drake
heard
credit for
another
that.
song from him again.
There's
I would give Drake credit for doing the experimental stuff because, like you were saying, um, not that he's the founder of like so many different styles, but being able to be versatile. And even though I'm not a big fan of his, I do give him credit in that respect. Where rap used to be a genre that was mainly it was mainly a certain type of music. Like it had an era where it was just gangster music, had an era where it was like in the 80s where it was cool, but it wasn't like gangster. It was just more of like
it was
it
party
was just
music.
more of like that time period. Yeah, it was like party, but like just the slang was different. So like we went through these different eras, but now I feel like more genres open up. Um, Not necessarily saying that it's better for hip hop, but it gives more people because obviously when you open up more genres and you open up more styles, it also creates a way for worse music to be created. But at the same time, I'd rather it be out there than not out there because despite what it is I listen to, there are other people that I feel like deserve that chance or deserve the spotlight to express themselves because it is the art at the end of the day. No matter what you think of the art, I feel like other people got to be given a chance. Like if it was all based on my vision of hip hop or what I did, what I like, then it would be very limited. Be very limited to that. So I think if we're talking about it as an art form, we have to have these people in a sense like pave the way, like the Kid Cuddies, the Drakes, where they push the envelope and are not really afraid. And then we see other acts come along, and they come in with their own styles. So I think it's better for pushing it as an art form.
So
Um, but as far as the quality of music, it might not be the best quality.
would you say that even though these famous guys maybe might distract a little bit from lower artists, in some way when they borrow from these lower artists, they're kind of helping the medium, and would you say they're helping the medium when they borrow from these smaller artists? Mm.
I feel like in the grand scheme of it, yes. But um, because like I said, it goes back to pushing those boundaries. Like Kanye, even despite what you think of his most more recent albums, he's another one that is not afraid to like make a gospel album or make an album like Donda, where it's a lot of it's a lot of different styles on that album. Um, just not staying just in one lane, but seeing even if you get bad reception, but not being afraid to try it. Uh, and that's gonna lead away. That's gonna forge a path basically for other people that are coming out to be looking at as an example, like, oh hey, he did it. This style of art or this style of genre that I didn't think somebody would be able to create, they have that blueprint and they can use that. Like Travis Scott, he said in interviews like his whole career was like inspired by Kid Cudi and him doing melodic music and the type of hooks he did. So that kind of, not saying that everything is Kid Cudi, but a lot of it is inspired by him. So for him to, in a way, they like to say these artists are product of previous artists. So I think that's how we see the evolution get to the point that it is now, and why even rap. I think is largely a part of why rap is at the forefront of music in America because of the versatile, like the many diverse styles that we see, and how like all right, if let's say a rapper like Drake is not for you, then you could go to a rapper like that's a little bit more hardcore, or it's a little bit more gangster rap. So you have a lot of these different styles to pick from to find out which is more to your liking, as opposed to if you didn't like '90s rap, it was, or even earlier than that, it was kind of understood why because you didn't maybe grow up in that environment, you couldn't relate to the content or the subject matter. Um, so it was kind of like a disconnection there, unless you were really from that time or you understood what it is they were referring to.
Yeah. What do you think about what we've been talking about, Young Jay?
Um, for the most part, I agree with what he said with what EJ said. Um, because it's not even Drake. It's that artists was doing it. They'll have different interpretations of other people's songs and stuff. So you'll hear you probably like on the Jay-Z song, you'll hear him say a Biggie line, and then he got dissed for that. Like Nas said, how much of Biggie's rhymes is gonna come out your fat lips, and then Jay-Z said what he said? It was a song that he said. It was a line that he said, and what more can I say? He said, damn. Oh, I'm not a biter. I'm a writer for myself and others. I say a big verse. I'm only bigging up my brother. So people have their own different reasons why they do it. I don't think they should be what's the word for it? I don't think they should be judged for doing it because you see all these other you see the people bringing all these old samples back. So it's like not why not reuse or like why not reuse different rap lyrics that stood out to you the most in your own words and well not like in your own words because niggas be biting off of niggas, but that's besides the point. But like into like your own interpretation,
Like
basically.
recontextualized. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna say one thing about Cuddy, and then we could start to wrap things up. But I was never like the biggest fan of Kid Cudi, but something I was watching, I was at someone's house at this like party thing, and they were playing a music video of his, and it was just interesting looking at him in this video. I think it was about weed. It was a music video, but it was interesting looking at him and seeing how he just seems to like live for himself. At least from the music video, I just got that vibe from him. Like This is a guy who seems very secure with himself and just lives for himself, and it's like he's creating his material for himself. And I was like, interesting. Like it was just like I was just meditating on that as I looked at him. I was like, very interesting, very interesting. I was like, I got a little respect for him in that moment.
Yeah, Cuddy. I don't know if you noticed Vanguard, but he dropped a rock album too. I think it was
Yeah,
received poorly, but
it was
you know,
received. I remember. Yeah,
he's like I said, he's another person in that space that he doesn't limit himself to a certain lane.
yeah. He
And like
dropped.
I said, that has created so much inspiration for other people to see
Yeah,
that.
I think he said he was a big Nirvana fan, and then that helped him. He may try to make an album in that vein, and it didn't work out. But it was funny. It was a funny album. I'll say that. I didn't think it was amazing, but I thought it was funny. Um, I thought he was joking. I was listening to one of his songs. I thought it was a joke, and then I guess he was serious. I didn't, I was like, oh, I thought it was a joke. It wasn't even that bad. It was a little weird. Um, all right, so I guess we can start to. You have a hypothetical for us, EJ? Is there anything on your mind? Anything funny?
I think I sent one to the chat, but I can't remember the chat.
Let's see if I can pull it up. Mhm. No, I don't see a new one unless you put it in topics.
I do remember you.
So
He
yeah,
said
maybe I
something.
didn't. I don't think I have one. I don't think I have one.
You got one, Ray?
No. Let's see if I can find one though. Let's see if I can find one right
Oh,
now. What?
remember the? I mean, this was a question asked. Okay, it's a question I was asking a girl at work, inspired by that video EJ shared with us. Would you ever try and take a girl to McDonald's as a first date?
Oh, I think that was in the chat somewhere.
Would you ever?
Yeah.
Would any of you guys ever take a girl to McDonald's as a first date?
Not McDonald's. No, not
You,
McDonald's.
you
Like,
think you think of more like Popeyes, right?
Okay, let's say fast food. In general. Would you ever take a girl to a fast food restaurant for a first date?
That's where
no.
you take. That's where you take the sneaky links to fast food restaurants. Take the sneaky links to fast food restaurants. You gotta take the long term shorties to fancy restaurants and shit like Red Lobster or Ruby
This nigga did
Tuesdays or
not say
something.
Red Lobster, bro. This nigga did not say Red Lobster, bro. Let me put you on game, King. Let me put you on game. Red Lobster's
That's
not a
so
fancy
good.
restaurant, bro.
No,
Red Lobster's not a fancy
Young
restaurant,
Jay's
bro.
a
Right.
Sigma.
What
Nah, them
about
biscuits is fancy
Olive
though.
Garden?
Oh my God, he went down in
Young Jay's a
quality.
Sigma. Young Jay's on his Sigma grind set. Man
Oh
said
my
the
God.
fanciest you're getting from me is Red Lobster or Olive Garden. We're not going any higher
Brother in
than
Christ,
that.
they're not even on the same level. Olive Garden is down here. Red Lobster's at least up here, bro. Come
You're
on. Let me
not.
put
You're
some
not.
respect
You're
on Red
not
Lobster's
getting.
name,
We're
brother.
not going to no Dorsia. I'm not taking you to that.
I'm not even
to
talking about going like to
Look,
that level.
look,
I'm not talking about like $500 bottles of wine level. I'm just like, come on. But to answer your question, no, I'm not taking no one to no fast food place. Only because of the look of the like how it looks when you take that person to fast food. Like I'll take them to some place that is equally priced as fast food, but it's not fast food. Just because
Like
in their mind it won't be like, oh, he
what
took
kind
it to a
of
fast food place.
Wait,
what kind
wait,
of places?
Red, did you see the video or no?
What video?
The video where the guy was talking about how he took his
No,
who
I didn't
was his
watch it.
now fiance.
No, I didn't
Oh,
watch it.
okay. Well, he was part of his explanation, or no, not his explanation, but he was saying when he did do that, that not only like did it work out, but she before they even pulled up to the drive-through, she was already telling him what she wanted.
Like,
Like, oh yeah, can you give me this and that?
like I was like, I don't mind. It's like if the idea is, would you take someone on like a cheap date? Like, yeah. But I'm just like, the idea of going to like a McDonald's, it's just like, I think that leaves a bad impression, so I wouldn't go to McDonald's. Is all.
yeah, it is. Especially if you pursuing shorty, if you've been trying to get at her for some time and you take her out to McDonald's, that you just literally getting off of.
Bro,
You
I will
starting-
end at McDonald's. Like, I'll be like, yo, you want to get a McFlurry? Like, bro, yo, bro, look me in my. I'm telling you, let me put you on game right now. If you tell a girl that you're getting her a McFlurry, it's over, bro.
Yeah,
Gonna be
yeah,
thinking
that's
about
not
you
gonna work.
all
It's late at
night,
night.
bro.
You know the machines be broken, bro. You know the machines be broken.
You just gotta know which ones I'm talking about. You gotta know which McDonald's to go to, bro. If your
Yeah,
McDonald's is broken, you're
you're
bad.
like we're going to the one on 20. We're going to the one on 26th Street, and I know a guy.
Yeah, I know a guy. I know a guy. I got the McFlurries. The next guy, he can't order one, but I can order one. It's okay. It's different.
Yeah, I know a guy. So do you agree with Ray for the most part, Young Jay?
I mean, yeah, I do. I still think that the sneaky link should be taken to McDonald's and whatnot. Because
I like how
one night, if I
I
gotta
like
spend,
I'll say I like the conviction in your face when you said that. That's how I know you really mean it. 'Cause you look so serious and you're like, the sneaky links should be taken to McDonald's. And you said it like it was a dissertation.
There's no
I
ifs,
mean,
ands,
like,
or buts, bro. They're not getting no better. No, they're not
I
going to
gotta spend my
KFC.
money
They're
on
not getting
Charlie.
no Popeyes. It's McDonald's or nothing, bro.
Yeah. Okay, what are you saying? If you got to spend your penny on Shorty,
I mean, yeah, like, look, I don't mind like taking women out to eat and stuff like that, but it depends. Like, if you from the hood and you like I don't discriminate or anything like that, but if I'm trying to get at you, if I see like a potential future, like I'm trying to be with you for the long term and shit like that, like I'm just gonna go all out. But if it's just only for one night, then the most you getting is like what?
You getting one night prices.
Exactly. You get a McFlurry or some chicken McNuggets.
nah, he wants you get some Tyson chicken nuggets. You put that shit on.
Bro, if you getting the Tyson chicken nuggets, bro, yo, I got an oven at home. I got some nuggets in the freezer, bro. I got ketchup. Ketchup not good enough. I'll mix it with the mayo. I got Russian. I got red. What is it?
Hit them with the EJ. You got hit them with the EJ. Yeah, you try to go back to the crib. We got some Dino nuggets.
You're trying to go back to the crib. We got some wine.
Got some Dino nuggets. We got some Dino nuggets and some wine.
Bro, my ice cream machine worked, bro. My ice cream machine
That
worked.
woman never looked at me any funny. I'd be funnier than any person I ever met. She looked at me like, yo, what?
Nah, but if she would offer me wine and Dino nuggets, I don't think I could turn them down.
Oh no, for sure. Someone hit me and was like, "Yo, you wanna like just chill in the crib with some wine and Dino nuggets?" I'd be like, "Yo, guys, I gotta go."
It sounds like a vibe. That really does sound like a vibe. Well, what about you, EJ? You ever taken a girl to a fast food place for a first date?
Yeah, I ain't think so. Anyway,
I am. Why not?
No, cap, bro.
I gotta agree with Young Jay though. If I'm doing something like that, I probably don't see it as a long term.
Yo, wait, did y'all hear that?
It was like a notification, right?
Yo, I think my phone just like talked to me. That shit's creepy, bro.
But yeah, this question. Y'all ever seen the movie Love and Basketball?
No.
I think so. Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. There was a part of the movie. I remember Omar Epps, he's dating Sanaa Lathan's character. Like they on and off throughout the movie. But he gets tight at her, and so he wants to make her jealous. So he starts messing with his other girl. But then like he not really cheating on her, like he just keeping her around and stuff, and like she's interested in him. But so like, you know, he does that to make her jealous, and he felt like he wasn't receiving any like the attention that he wanted to get from her. So so his main girl that he with comes up to him and is like, "Oh, so y'all dating?" Like he was like, "I took that hoe to Burger King."
Yo.
It's basically what Young Jay was saying, like, you know what I'm saying? That's a link, a sneaky link. Like, ain't that serious?
I mean, it's funny because it's like, on one hand, I'm not taking no one to any dinner dates ever. Like, it's not something I'm doing. This is goofy stuff, in my opinion.
See, but that's not the question.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying in general, I would not.
Man, play along, man. Play along. Come on, man.
If we're doing that, part of me thinks, right, it would be the perfect test. Like if you're really if you're thinking about this girl as a long-term thing or long-term strategy, maybe the perfect test would be to see her reaction. If you took her to a fast food place, is she gonna start acting like bougie?
See,
and do you really want that person around you?
But what about if she knows it's a test, and then she's like, well, "Do I really want to be with the nigga who's testing me on day one, bro?" Because what do we think that shit's goofy? It's like, yo, bitch is testing you on day one, bro. Leave. That's a red flag.
Sure. But I
But
mean, it's like
I mean, like I understand that from like to a certain point, which is why I said what I said. Like I like McDonald price is just not McDonald's. Because like I'm sure that guy, whenever he did what he did and he took his fiance to McDonald's, like that was like years ago, right? Like now taking someone to McDonald's is like,
look at his face. He's saying nah. He did that shit last
What?
No,
week.
so real quick, let me interject. So
yeah, when was it?
I was gonna say, nah, he did that recently. Like
Yeah, recently. All right,
yes.
then.
But
All right,
see,
I gotta take
here's
my
why-
shit back.
But he's
No,
famous.
but here's why it works, and he's lucky in that situation because he's a famous football player.
Yeah.
So she knows that he's not broke. She knows that he got mad money, and
She
he could do
knows that
She
something
just
like
had to
that
play along.
and not do it at all. Like
She
she
knows she's
can't.
being tested.
Like in that same date of him taking her to McDonald's, he could also end the night by buying her some fancy jewelry. So like he could play along with that. A guy like average guys like us, a woman doesn't know that on the first date. Like we're average. Like they don't know how much money we got in the bank. But he's a
Which
famous
isn't important.
football star.
It's not.
Huh?
It's not important how much money you got in the bank.
But if we do something like that, it's gonna make her question: is he broke? When he did that to hers, there was no question of whether or not
Yeah.
like.
It is in a way. It is the perfect test for a person to see what they're
So
gonna.
it works. It works in his case because he already has money.
But like Ray said, what if it becomes like a Death Note thing, where it's like you take her like, well, if I take her here, I can easily see if she will be how she what's word I'm looking for. It's like if I take her here, I can easily see how she responds to certain environments and find out if she's bougie or not. And then on the other side, she's like, he's obviously taking me to this place to see how I respond.
That's like if Bill Gates, right? If he took a girl out on the first date to McDonald's, you telling me this girl's gonna really look at him like, damn, he really broke? Nah, she gonna think he cheat at the very worst, but she probably still be with him because she know he got a lot of money.
In
I don't know, what I-
in reality though, don't take people out to eat on the first date. That's just
Yeah, never.
Just don't do that.
But I think what I would do.
Okay,
it's like-
so y'all saying no dates, no dinner dates on the first date.
Yeah.
So what do you do when
What do
you
you
get
do?
to the first date? Like what do you
Bro, you just sent her the crib invite. What you mean? No, stop.
And a dog. And a dog.
No, I'm chilling.
I'm gonna make the same joke.
No, I'm
First
joking.
date location, your bed.
No. In general, I prefer things that you can do where it's like, where like you have something to talk about. Like, cause like I feel like dinner dates are just so awkward. We're just like, so what do you do?
Fucking business interview.
Just like, what do you do? Oh, so how's that? Mm-hmm. Oh, excuse me. Can I get some? It's goofy. It's kind of goofy. Like it's tired. Like you can have dinner when you like know each other a little more, cause like then you don't gotta try as hard. But like I feel like you should for a first date you should do something where you can at least talk about the thing that you're doing.
It has to be something that it has to be an activity.
Yeah. This is like you can at least talk about the thing that you're doing, bro. Like if she about it, take her rock climbing, bro. That shit's fun. And especially there's a bunch of free rock climbing things you can do, like trials and shit. So you
And
could
even
really
taking
just,
her to a fucking park and just walking through it.
you could do some shit like that. Like especially like we live in New York City. There's man free shit all the time. All right, it's getting cold, so you're not gonna be walking through parks right now. But you know what you can do? There's a bunch of free exhibits that are open. Hell, there's a bunch of free exhibits that are open right now, like down in Manhattan's areas. Like, bro, the Bronx Museum is actually free, by the way, just so you know, because y'all don't know that. If you are NYC resident and you got a library card, you have access to so many resources. Y'all sleeping. Y'all sleeping on all this shit y'all can do besides going to eat places.
But Ray, you saying you're not for you're not for taking a girl out on a date, not for like just dinner, but like getting food in general.
Nah, I said like for the first date. Like I said, you can go get food later once you like know each other. I'm okay with that.
Interjection on that, but first let me say something else. I was gonna say something where Ray, remember that time when I lost my ID and then I was using the IDNYC thing, and we went to the thing.
Library
and then
card.
He said, he showed me a library card. That's what he said. That's what he told me.
he
Put
did.
it back in
He
my
didn't let
head.
you in, but library cards get you access. That means that IDNYC got you into less places than your library card.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Anyways, one more thing. I was gonna say that when you take a girl on an activity, you kind of have to now accept the role of the person. You're gonna have to push her into doing things. Like you kind of have to push them because a lot of time, if you're with a girl for the first time on a date, she'll be very shy and she won't want to do shit because she's scared of embarrassing herself, all that kind of goofy stuff. Like I saw this firsthand recently where I took a girl to the barcade and she didn't want to play any of the fucking games. And like I did sit down and talk to her, but I should have pushed her more into playing the games. That's what I should have done. Because that conversation was kind of
Dude, I took my ex to Barcade. I didn't get the
No,
pussy.
I don't remember asking you. I was no, I'm joking.
Yo, it's kind of good that we cut him off. I heard what he said.
No, what were you saying, Young Jay?
Said I took my ex to Barcade. I did not get the pussy that night.
Okay,
You ain't let her win? You ain't let her win, bro?
Now I'm happy I cut you off.
Wait. This reminds me of a thing that happened. I was watching a comment. It was a comedy show like in my college, right? And I was sitting next to this guy. I barely knew him, and the guy's on stage, and he says something, and the guy next to me says something. I'm like, no, stop. And the comedian's like, no, don't stop him. He's allowed to say whatever he wants. What were you saying, young man? And then he says the stupidest shit that he has ever said in his life. And then the comedian goes, actually, next time, listen to that guy. He was trying to save you.
Yeah, jeez.
Oh, man, it was so stupid. Oh.
I mean, that's one thing you got to do if you're going on a first date. You have to be very chill and expect that in time you will get it. If you're very chill, in time it will be given to you.
I wasn't. This was like whatchamacallit. This was like her birthday. So by this time I had already gotten the panties already.
You took her to the barcade on her birthday? She want to go there?
Yeah, she's a gamer. She was a gamer.
I just wanted to make sure, like, she wanted to go there or you want to go there? Because anyway, because now I'm curious, but I don't want to talk about it on stream, but...
Yeah, okay.
Let me just finish the thing.
Yo.
Yeah, watch yourself, But what fuck? What was I gonna say? Fuck. You know what? Nah, we're done. Let's go. Catch you.
Wait, one more thing. Hey, look at this nigga,
I don't know what you're talking, bro. I already ended it.
You serious?
No, I'm not joking.
Yeah, remember that time? What did I say? How did I end the stream? I said something. I forgot what I said, and he actually did end it. Oh yeah, I was like, "Get the fuck out of here." I said, "Get the fuck out of here," and he actually ended it. Well, anyways, I was gonna say in response to EJ about the taking a girl, take a girl to eat. Like Ray said, it has to be something that isn't McDonald's because there's a stigma against it. But it would be when I'm pretty much spending the same amount of money. Like I'll take a girl to go get coffee. Like, hey, you want to get some coffee? And it's like I'm buying her coffee.
Coffee is very adult. That's a classic.
Yeah.
You can't go over.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of cafes you can go to, and honestly, like the food and drinks there are like very cheap. Just take her to a cafe.
And the thing with taking a girl to a cafe is different from a dinner date, because a dinner date adds this like formality to it, like you said, and it becomes this back and forth where you're pretty much interviewing each other, and it's very.
That's why I was asking: was it really just a dinner thing, or like food is off limits?
Yeah. Cafes are so casual that if you take a girl to a cafe, the conversation is probably going to be a lot more casual.
Like, the food you're eating at a cafe, it's not gonna take you that long. So you're gonna have to you can't just go to a cafe, bro.
No, you can.
I mean, like if you're just if the conversation's going great, sure. But like
what about a diner?
If it hits a lull, well, yeah, bro. I feel like a diner is a second date type thing. Second date type thing.
Yeah, more of a second date, or it's something.
I can't bring you around the diner, bro. These
if
people know me.
Date, if you're going on a double
diner, you literally could get everything.
But these niggas know me at the diner, bro. I can't be bringing bitches over and over and over to this diner, bro. Because if I'm going to a diner, it's the diner near my house.
Yeah,
like
I remember with the barcade specifically. I went to the arcade in Brooklyn, and I liked it. I thought it was really cool. And then the next girl, I was like, oh, I might bring her to the same place. But I was like, oh, I'll probably look like a piece of shit if I show up there on 2 different times. Because the thing is, I'm not the most not social guy. So when I go to places, I've made an impression because I talk to random people and that kind of thing. And I would
Especially
sit
the
there talking to
bartenders.
the bartender.
I be chatting them people up.
Exactly. So if I went back there now with a different person, the bartender knows me. He probably gonna look at me like,
I mean, like, sure, they have seen everything, but I just don't
No,
want to
that's your
give
girl,
that.
or not your girl.
I just
but
don't want to
you're
give
seeing-
them that impression that I'm a dog, bro. Because I respect the
don't-
bartenders more than I respect anybody at this point.
true. And what if he's like a scheming ass nigga? Like, what if I bring a chick there, like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom? He's like, he was here last week with a different bitch.
He was here last week with Tina. He was here yesterday with Tasha. He gonna be here tomorrow with LaQuisha. Like, I don't know why you here.
He's like, how do you know about the LaQuisha thing?
He told me, bro. He's like, yo, look, here's the group chat. He got this shit scheduled.
Like, what? The group chat? He's like, yeah, every bartender he meets, he adds them to the group chat.
Yeah, it's called the bartender group chat. He just keeps us updated so we know what to expect.
It's like, why are you hating on him? Why are you stopping him? No, you don't understand. This man is too powerful. He must be stopped.
Did you not hear that he has 6 dates lined up today, bro? Come on. Leave some pussy for the rest of us.
Yeah. But anyways,
Yeah, no, I'm tired now. Let's go.
on that note, I guess we can head out of that funny note of the dinner date. We that was some golden nuggets there too. That last bit. Those are some good date ideas. Like yeah, the first date really sets the tone. You got to be careful.
Yeah,
You don't want to be in some like formal situation where you're getting grilled. Like you don't want to be in that situation. Those dates suck.
Because ultimately, it looks kind of goofy. It's like you started off at Red Lobster, but now you just eating Popeyes all the time together. It's just like,
Yeah.
spice it up.
But before we head out, so Young Jay, you got anything new in the works that you wanna talk about?
Whatchamacallit? I'm working on a new project, but the most recent single I dropped was decent. I mean, it's called Demons, and it's currently at 33K streams on Spotify. So
Nice.
Yeah, send us a link. We'll put it in the description. Be in the
Yeah, make
description
sure to
down
drop
there.
the link.
Yeah.
Drop the link. We'll put it in the description, and I might even try and add it to the video if I can. Also, one more thing. Do you have any shows lined up that you're gonna be doing that anyone can come check out?
Shows kind of whatchamacallit. At this point right now, because everything is just like my personal life and my music life is just clashing. So
Yeah.
I'm holding off on shows for a minute because my best friend just died.
Oh, I'm
So
sorry. Condolences.
that's it.
Sorry for your loss.
So I'm just trying to like, no, when I'm ready, I'm ready. I'll let y'all know.
Yeah.
If we
All
get
right.
any updates, we'll let you guys know.
Oh, tell your socials. Drop your socials.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna send that along with the link to the song.
But you don't say it out loud.
Just say it right now on the stream.
I'll say it right now. Okay.
Like, links will be in the description, but also just say it out loud so people know.
Instagram is YoungJ94. That's YUNGJ, just the letter J, 94, all in lowercase letters. You can also hit me up on Facebook. Facebook is Eric Shazam. I don't know why. But
I know why. I can tell a little
you
story.
know why. You definitely know why.
Yeah.
But yeah, my Twitter is YoungJ94 as well. But, yeah, those are my socials.
All right. So we'll catch you.
Catch you same bad place, same bad time. Get the fuck out of here.
Say, get the fuck out of here.